Ignition sequence start.
What's up, y'all? How y'all doing?
What's going on, y'all? I'm your boy Adrian, aka AD.
I'm Stubbs.
And this is the TakeOff.
All
right, we got to talk about what just happened. Look, we've been talking for 20 minutes. 20 minutes. No, 22 minutes and 30 seconds to be precise. And the audio wasn't recorded. Why is that?
I apologize. I'm sorry, dog. I'm apologizing to you right now. I don't even like to apologizing to people. I'm sorry.
We had a good flow.
I'm wasting a busy man's time, so I'll make it up to him.
Anyway, we got some things we got to talk about. And we're going to talk about something that we already knew without already knowing. Dr. Fowley.
Foul.
Anthony Fowley. Now, while we're being distracted with, this whole MAGA thing, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
This whole trial going on with him and S. Daniels, the prawn star.
Oh, okay.
Nobody's talking about how it's recently confirmed that he's testifying before Congress, that all the restrictions that happened back in 2020, the 6 feet apart, the mask and all that, was all made up. He made it up. It wasn't nothing backing that. What y'all got to say now?
Do you think if he's found guilty, what do you think his punishment may be?
He's not. This is not a criminal trial. That's the thing.
Oh, it's not? Okay.
He's just testifying before Congress.
Okay.
So
under oath, though, penalty of perjury?
I guess. I don't know. I don't know how that all works. But think about it like this. They shut the country down for 2 years.
The world.
For 2 years. You couldn't go outside unless you're in a BLM march. You couldn't go to the gym, couldn't get a haircut, couldn't do anything, couldn't go to work.
You couldn't even get him re-employed or employed anywhere without getting that.
If you know what I'm talking about. Graduations was canceled. Prom was canceled. Weddings were canceled. You got kids right now that's still affected psychologically from that because they don't know how to socialize because they were isolated in the house.
Or you just had to do things differently. Weddings over Zoom, prom over Zoom. And I think I believe, I don't know if it's true, but wasn't a school start giving out computers so y'all could have school at home?
All of that. Yeah. All of that.
Different times, man. We couldn't even now we got 2 years where we can't relate to our kids because we didn't really experience that.
So just think about it. We went through all that just to find out that it was all made up. How does that make you? How would that make you feel?
Man, again, how would it make me feel? Let me think.
Because think about it. We used to work together.
Yeah.
And we were out there. I ain't gonna say where it is, but we had to be out there with masks on. Hot as hell. It got so bad we had to take temperatures. It wasn't our job to take people's temperatures.
Yeah, I remember that.
You remember that?
I remember that. We couldn't even go in buildings. You went in buildings, if anybody saw you without a mask, you getting in trouble.
You getting in trouble.
They said you were in the building without a mask.
You're liable to get written up.
Yeah, it was bad.
All that just to find out this whole thing was made up.
And then you got to see different sides of people. Like, I remember some of our other co-workers, they just start showing different sides, like getting scared, like, no, I don't want to share this with you. I don't want to be over there with you. Like, okay, it is what it is.
But what I'm saying is it's all made up.
It's made up. Yeah.
You know what? I'm glad.
But again, that just lets you know how much power either that individual has or certain systems have, and it's not fair. That was too much power.
But I want to add to your previous point.
Okay.
You say you saw a different side of people? You're
Yes.
absolutely right. You want to know why? That just shows you how controlled, how manipulated, and how much y'all willing to follow what people will tell you without looking at it for yourself.
Sheeple.
See, well, you and I were on the same page when the solution came.
When it first came.
Well, I'm going to just say the solution. the solution came out. Whenever we had opposing viewpoints based on the so-called mandates, we were talked about. We were talked about. We were called this. We were called names. We were called anti-you-know-whats.
People wouldn't let me in their house. I ain't gonna say which one of my relatives. You wouldn't even let me in your house without. I had to, right at the front door, had the alcohol with a bunch of Lysol spray. I had to wipe myself down just to go in the house. But you remember.
Stuff like you had to go to the extreme. Now,
I'm getting in arguments with family members and friends because I opposed it, and I kept telling them, like, yo, take your time. We ain't never dealt with nothing like this before.
No,
slow.
No, not at all. And just to add to what you were just saying, when they was getting ready to make the mandates official, I was in Chicago, and that was supposed to be one of the first cities or states to actually go under the mandate.
Shutdown. Yeah. I think it was Chicago.
You want to know why? Because when I was in Chicago, we was in a 7-Eleven, and they had like a pouch, like a plastic pouch where you could put your card in. I'm like, why be got what the
credit cards or whatever?
No, just say like, you know how you got to for your badge.
Oh, okay.
You know how you got a lanyard?
Yeah.
They had the same lanyard for the for the proof.
Okay. Oh, for the proof of that card. Okay.
Yeah, that card. Yeah. And I said, you know, something ain't right about that.
Traveler's permit, just like in the slavery days. Do you got the right to be traveling, boy?
Man. So you mean to tell me I couldn't go to work unless to find out it's all made up.
I remember when it first dawned on me, because I'll be honest, I was wearing masks, but it wasn't for me. It was just so others know I'm cool. I remember I was in a Jamaican restaurant, and I had a mask on. A guy in front of me didn't have no mask on. I walked in right behind him, and when he looked back at me, he was just shook, like, oh, he got it. But I think he didn't understand the curve. Like, no, man, just wear it because they telling us to wear it. So to a degree, I was a sheeple, but I wanted to do that so I wouldn't get, what's the word? I went that far because I didn't want to have an encounter with a Karen. To this day, I don't ever want to have an encounter with a Karen because I believe I know how I'm going to play it, and I'm going to do what it takes to avoid it.
Just think about it like this. You know how many businesses were shut down?
Oh, yeah,
Because they couldn't make ends meet because of all this. You know how many lives were affected and changed because of this?
But that's why
how many people died?
That's why they need to allow lawsuits. You remember one of the first things they said is you're unable to...
And you still can't.
Yeah, you still can't. But again, maybe you can't come after them directly. I'm talking about the 3 big companies, the Johnsons, the Pfizer's, and the other company, Moderna. But you can go after institutions. I'm talking about your job, your current, your local government.
But they already did that because what I've been told was if you got terminated because of that, they had to hire you back. And they had to pay you all the money that you missed out on.
I remember in New York, man, they came up, all them nurses and other people who was like, nah. But again, mind you, by the time you came up and got that back pay check, amongst other things, were you already evicted? What all did you already have to go through financially for them that time? Did that lump sum check even you out? Are you back afloat? You got to think about stuff like that.
Look, it was made up. You hear that? Now, if you don't believe me, go Google it for yourself. He's testifying in front of Congress right now. While we all being distracted with P. Diddy and his whole trial with the previous president, go look it up.
Yeah.
Because whenever they do that, you just gotta look at the other hand, other than the hand they want you that they're showing you.
You know what's interesting? Me and you used to have deep conversations back in 2020 about why we're opposed to it. But I had these same deep conversations with other people. But as it went from 2020. May, June, July, August, I noticed other people who I was having these deep conversations with, they switched teams. They switched up. They was like, no, I'm going to go ahead and get it, man. I want my grandma got this going on. I want to be able to see my grandkids. I'm like, yo, but none of this is making sense, man. Just move slow. I tell people all the time, move slow. I got people who hate me when I say that. Like, man, take your time, especially when they get in relationships. Take your time.
And that's another thing, too. You got people getting divorced because of that. Breaking up.
You do. One of the possible benefits is you got a lot of COVID babies. Just like we had the baby boomers years ago, you're going to have a lot of COVID babies. Allegedly, people were so bored at the crib, they ain't had nothing to do but skeet and not skedaddle. Y'all had nowhere else to go.
Look, y'all failed the test. That's how I look at it. Y'all failed the test.
Yeah, if it was a test, yeah.
Y'all failed.
But I feel like people who are opposed to it deserve it don't even got to be a financial compensation. We deserve something because that's one thing don't get talked about.
All right. It's technical difficulties, but we're back again.
We're back.
So now, what I want to talk about is this whole Caitlin Clark situation. Y'all know, I don't know if you know or not, but she's being targeted in the WNBA right now. I've been seeing a lot of cheap shots. For what I saw today, you know, they're treating her real foul in the WNBA. Why?
I don't know, but if again, I did hear an NBA player say you got to protect your star. So again, if the WNBA not making a lot of money, and here you got somebody who filling up the seats, don't keep harassing her and targeting her to the point she up and quit. Because then what? Then y'all been complaining the past few years y'all want raises and we want to be paid more. She's bringing in them seats. She's getting them seats filled, and over time that's going to be able to generate more money for all of y'all contracts to go up. If y'all get her up out of there, y'all got to think in long terms. Don't ever think in short terms.
Well, you know, the problem is that's not the type of person they wanted to put the face on the WNBA, because they wanted somebody more woke. And you got her who's got conservative values, you know, living conservatively and stuff like that. And that's really why I think the issue is with that. Even when, you know, I don't know what just happened last month with the kicker, the kicker from Kansas City.
What happened? I don't know.
What's his name? Can't think of his damn name.
But anyway, what happened with him?
But anyway, he made a commencement speech at his old college. And basically he told everybody, all the men, to be unapologetically masculine. And he told women, don't put your careers before being who you were made to be, a mother.
Don't tell me he got backlash for that.
Did he get backlash? They wanted to cancel. They wanted him cut from the team.
Wait.
His last name is Butker.
So he's in the NFL and he went back to his college.
Just, you know, as a special guest for the commencement. Yeah.
And I don't disagree.
I'm gonna look up his name.
I don't disagree with what he said.
No, it's just that, you know, we live in a hyper unmasculine society right now that they want to, you know. I'm gonna look this guy up.
Well, whoever you are, I salute you, brother. I would literally salute you, but I heard that sometimes people in the armed forces get offended by that. So you got my respect.
The guy's name is Harrison Butker.
Harrison Butker.
Yeah, Butker. Harrison Butker. It's so bad, right? Even here's another thing about it. I think he quoted Taylor Swift, and Taylor Swift denied that because she didn't want nothing to do with that, because she didn't want to offend her fans.
No, it's not the fact that she don't want to offend her fans. That's the cop out. It's really my sponsorships. If I even speak out on this topic, I lose money. It's so many people don't understand what a prison is. A prison isn't always just Jackson. A prison can also be a lifestyle. Your prison is all these contracts and all these things you're obligated to do and not say. So that's Taylor Swift prison, just like a lot of these celebrities. You can't do and say a lot of things or else you're gonna lose money.
I look at it like this. What happened to freedom of speech?
It should still, you know what? This is oh my goodness.
Well, hold on, before hold that thought for me. I just want to say this about that. Then we can move on. Whenever you hear a man tell other men to be unapologetically masculine, and you tell women to be, you know, I would just use this for example, Black Girls Rock. We're cheering for that. Yay. But when you tell young men to be unapologetically masculine, that really speaks to who's really at target here in this country.
Yeah, well, I can't say that. They're trying to soften up the country to take it over.